Rumors are heating up that Isaiah Hartenstein could leave the New York Knicks in free agency, and the Oklahoma City Thunder are the team that he is expected to sign with also a team in the Eastern Conference emerging as a potential Hartenstein destination. We're going to give you all the information we have on Hartenstein, and then we're going to take a look at some players the Knicks could look to sign in free agency to try to fill the shoes that he's going to leave behind. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have your notifications turned on. We're going to be live for day 1 and day 2, maybe even day 3 of NBA free agency. And I want to see you there. And we are on the brink of hitting 50,000 subscribers. Help a diehard Knicks fan out and smash that sub button. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green, and Mark Stein, longtime NBA insider and beat reporter, has said that the Orlando Magic and Oklahoma City Thunder continue to be teams cited most often by rival executives when forecasting iHeart suitors in NBA free agency. And for a while there, it was expected that Hartenstein was going to leave the Knicks, and then it was expected that he was going to re-sign with the Knicks. And now, once again, we are hearing that it is more than likely he is going to leave, and this is going to be a major blow to the Knicks if this comes true. I don't know what's going to happen. I just hope he's back with the Knicks for selfish reasons, because I do think if he is the starting 5 on this team next to Randall, OG, Bridges, and Brunson with DiVincenzo, Hart, McBride, and whoever the center off the bench is, if it's luckily hopefully Mitchell Robinson or somebody else, this team can actually win an NBA championship and be a legit contender for a couple of years. Ian Begley says this: it has become increasingly unlikely that New York will be able to retain Isaiah Hartenstein. And that hurts a little bit. Overall, this is my thoughts on this. If the Knicks knew that they had no chance to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein, why did they trade out of the first round of the NBA draft? To save money, like everyone told me they did. Why did they draft Pacome Dadier and hopefully keep him overseas to save money? I don't think the Knicks would have done all that maneuvering if they didn't think they at least had an honest shot to bring him back and get to a number that he would put pen to paper on. But maybe that's just me being a hopeful Knicks fans trying to connect the tea leaves that maybe are just not out there. We do know the Knicks are limited in the offers that they could present to Hartenstein. The most they could offer is 4 years, $72 million, because they only own his early bird rights, which comes once a player is on your team for 2 seasons, which means you can only offer him a certain percentage of his prior deal. If he would have been on the Knicks for 3+ seasons, they could offer him whatever it takes to bring him back and go over the salary cap if they change the terms of the Mikal Bridges trade. Because right now, the Knicks, with the current package that is expected to go to Brooklyn, it would hard cap the Knicks because they are giving up more, or they are taking on more money than they are giving up. The deal is not yet official. The ink has not dried. There are ways for the Knicks to try to manipulate that deal to not have them be a first apron team. Hard capped at that, maybe a hard capped second apron team. I'm sure Leon Rose and crew are all hard at work trying to get it done. Hopefully they do, because the Knicks have to bring Isaiah Hartenstein back if they want to truly, truly contend. I think they will if they don't, but man, he would help them a whole bunch. Make sure you have liked the video, because if you want the Knicks to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein, smash that thumbs up icon. The head of YouTube Analytics told me the more likes we get on this video, the more likely it is. I don't know if it's true. My mom's the head of YouTube Analytics, and she told me that. So hit that thumbs up icon for me right now. Let's close the show talking about potential Isaiah Hartenstein replacements. And I don't want to do this video. I don't want to live in a world where Hartenstein is not on this team. And I definitely don't want to have to talk about players that are going to replace him, because there's nobody available that is affordable that will be able to do for the Knicks what Hartenstein has done for the Knicks. But first guy you're going to look at is an internal option. Mitchell Robinson, right? He's under contract for this year and next year. He's a good player, really good player. And he's on your team. And he will be the guy, first up, to be your starter if you do not trade him. The only thing I really worry about with Mitch, which I'm sure everyone worries about with Mitch at this point, is can he put together an 82-game season where he is not hurt? Because, as you see on screen, he played in 30 games this year, 59 games last year, and 31 games in 2021. 3 of the last 4 years, he's played 59 games or less, which stinks because when he's on the floor, he's one of the most productive players in the league at what he does, blocking shots, making plays on defense, and crashing the offensive glass. I can never forget what he did against the Cleveland Cavaliers last year in the playoffs, where he went toe-to-toe with all-star center Jarrett Allen, and he looked like the all-star, and Jarrett Allen looked like the guy that should be looking to come off somebody's bench, and he dominated him. Mitch is the difference maker. But I worry about the durability, and I worry about the lack of his offensive game, because my eyes tell me when Hartenstein's in compared to Robinson, the defense doesn't really fall off. It actually gets a little bit better according to the numbers. The offensive rebounding dies off a little bit, yes, but the offensive flow, ball movement, he doesn't do what Hartenstein does. And that's okay. Just your offense goes down a little bit. Some Hartenstein replacements that I think could make some sense. And we've talked about Jaylen Smith here on the program before. The big man from the Indiana Pacers, 6'10", 215 pounds, still just 24 years old. I believe he was a lottery pick. Don't quote me on that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look it up real quick because I am pretty dang positive. Jalen Smith, NBA draft. He was the 10th pick. I know ball. He was a lottery pick in 2020. And what I really, really like about him is what he does on the offensive end. Shot 42.4% from three. The Knicks do not have a stretch big on this roster. And being able to add him, who would diversify your center portfolio, would be awesome. Since 2021-2022, he has shot 34% on threes on over 2.5 attempts per game. So not a lot of volume there, but enough of a sample size to say if you leave him open, he get a catch and shoot three. Decent rim protector as well. He did just decline a player option of about $5 million, so he will be a free agent. Knicks may have to offer him a little bit more than that or a longer-term deal, but I do think if he is a free agent, the Knicks should at least call him and see what it would take for him to come put on a New York Knicks jersey. Goga Bitadze is another name that I have heard to watch. I will watch him. I'm going to trust the person that told me that. Reportedly, the Knicks have interest. He's 6'11", 250 pounds, and he is your bruising center. He's going to bring some physicality to this team, and if you lose Hartenstein, you're probably going to need that. He can protect the rim at a pretty solid level as well. In 62 games this year, he averaged 1.2 blocks. In 2021, he averaged 1.3 blocks. Not going to give you much on the offensive end. He's got some soft touch around the rim. Don't expect him to be a guy that you throw the ball to on the block and say, go get a bucket. But he can control the glass when he's out there. He'll give you some physicality, some size, some brute strength, be able to rough up some people. If you remember some of the games against the Magic, I don't want to say he played dirty, but he definitely toes that line of playing dirty. And you hate those guys when they're on the opposing team, but you don't mind them of that all too much when they're on your team. And I think Bitadze would bring some valuable production to this team if you lose Mitch or if you do lose Isaiah Hartenstein. Andre Drummond is another name that has been linked to the Knicks over the past couple of days. One of the best rebounders in this league, one of the best rebounders in NBA history. Has won some of the most games of 20 rebounds ever. And if you're going to lose Hartenstein or if you're going to lose Mitch, you're going to need someone to come in and control the glass. And he could do that at 6'10", 280 pounds. Once again, makes you a really big team. And I think that's something that you want behind Jalen Brunson. You're going to have that with Bridges. You're going to have that with Anunoby and Randall. Yeah, Drummond as well. You'll be one of the bigger teams in the league. 9 rebounds this past year. He really came back to life this past year with Chicago. A lot of people wrote off Andre Drummond. He's never going to be that offensive player that we thought he was going to be coming out of UConn, but he is someone that can move his feet a little bit on defense, can protect the rim at a solid level, and he's someone that can catch lobs, throw it down, play out of the dunker spot, and be someone that really lights it up in the rebounding department when it comes to the box score. Overall, while these are solid options, Jalen Smith gives you a lengthy, long big man that can stretch the floor and occasionally protect the rim. Goga Bitadze gives you that size. Drummond, a little bit of size with also elite rebounding skills. Those are all really good, solid players. I'm not going to say really good. They're solid players. They're all solid options. But nobody that is available and in the Knicks price range will be able to fill Isaiah Hartenstein's shoes, which is just the fact of the matter. There's a reason that teams are maybe willing to give him 2 years, $50 million. There's a reason that 4 years, $72 million might not be enough. I'm always going to be thankful for the way he played, left everything out on the floor for the New York Knicks. He embodied what it meant to be a member of this basketball team. Got major love for Isaiah. And I know if he goes to the Thunder, he's going to be an instrumental piece on that roster if they're going to try to come out of the Western Conference. I just don't want to live in a world where he's not on the Knicks, because I think there's another level to his game he can go to. I think he's just scratching the surface of the type of NBA player he could be. If you want the Knicks to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein, like this video. Do your part. Don't jinx it. Hit that thumbs up icon right now.